friends, it's me, Silly Miss Lily, and I'm so excited to play with you today. Today, we're gonna learn all about space and what it takes to become an astronaut. It's gonna be so much fun. Come on!
Let's go to space, it'll be so fun. Let's get in a rocket and fly to the sun, where space explorers will learn a ton. We're off to space in 3, 2, 1. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, then Jupiter, Saturn, and all of the stars. Next is Uranus and Neptune, so fun. 8 spinning planets circling the sun. Here's the moon, it circles Earth, pulling ocean tides back and forth. It reflects the sun for us to see, shining bright at night for you and me. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, then Jupiter, Saturn, and all of the stars. Next is Uranus and Neptune, so fun. 8 spinning planets circling the sun. Twinkle, twinkle, stars align, making pictures in the sky. Constellations up so high, can you see them with your eyes? Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, then Jupiter, Saturn, and all of the stars. Next is Uranus and Neptune, so fun. 8 spinning planets circling the sun. Mission control, we're coming home, 'cause constellations where we've roamed, and 8 spinning planets circling the sun. We're back home in 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow, there's so many fun things to explore in space, but before we can climb into a rocket and head up to space, we gotta learn what it takes to become an astronaut. We gotta do some astronaut training. It's gonna be so much fun. Let's head over to the playroom and learn how to be astronauts together. Come on! Wow, I'm so excited to go and explore space with you. But before we get in our rocket and blast off into space, we gotta do some astronaut training. Astronauts have to train so much until they're ready to go into space, because they have to wear really heavy space suits while they're on their spacewalk fixing things around, and they got to be ready for all the different G-forces that push them back or forward, making them feel weightless when they're taking off or coming back to Earth from their space mission. And one way you can do your space training is doing some workouts, and those are fun things like jumping and running and climbing and skipping. Anytime you play at a playground, you're pretty much training how to be an astronaut, because all of that climbing and jumping is making you stronger. So you can do astronaut training anywhere you want. We'll do some in here, and I'll get some rocks. Let's pretend they're moon rocks. Let's see, we'll get these and we'll hop around on them. I have a red one, a purple one, an orange one, a blue one, a yellow one, and a green one. Let's hop on those first to make sure we're ready for our mission. Hop, 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 hop. You wanna hop with me? Come on, we'll hop together. Ready? Hop, 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 hop. It's so fun to hop, and it makes you stronger. We can also do some astronaut training outside, and if you grab some pool noodles, you can create arches for you to crawl under or jump over, create little obstacles to jump, and get ready and train your body so you're ready to become an astronaut. Let's do it together. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, astronaut. Great training. Okay, like a step over it. Yeah, okay.
Another part of astronaut training is learning how to adjust your body to the floating feeling in space. Here on Earth, we have gravity, which helps us stay on the ground, and when we drop something, it falls down, and that's all due to gravity. Out in space, there is no gravity, so there's nothing pulling you down, and so astronauts and planets just float in space. And to get used to that floaty feeling, astronauts will train in a pool so they get used to how their body moves. Let's do a fun float or sink experiment, and we'll see what floats and what doesn't. When something floats, it means it has a lot of buoyancy. It means the water's helping it float. Or it has really light density. When something has light density, it floats. Something with heavy density, really high density, will sink down. So let's see what floats and what sinks. Woo!
Why did the Russian not also go to space?
How about the pouring of the water in the bin is like its own activity, right?
Right.
Isn't it kind of fun?
And then for my part.
Okay, you got it.
Hey friends, we're gonna see if anything sinks or floods because we're in space. No, this is floating.
It's floating. We went around the house and gathered just random kind of items, and this is an activity
This
you
is
can do
what
at
I
home.
found. Something that sinks or floods.
Oh, it's sinking. I've got a penguin.
It's a piece sinks or floods.
He's floating. Okay, do you think this piece of wood is gonna sink or float?
Sink, maybe sink, maybe float. Float.
Float. Okay, what about this piggy toy?
It's really
The piggy toy floats. Okay, I got a silly one. Okay, wait a minute. A rock. It sinks.
Let's try this tie.
Go ahead. It floats.
This tie float. Let's try and
You know why something sinks or floats? It's called density. When something is more dense than the water.
And then I'll put the orange in. You ready?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh my gosh, orange floats. I thought that was gonna sink. I wasn't sure, but it's floating.
That's what this.
Sunglasses sink. Okay. Ew, floats. Fork. Sinks. A bowl.
Float.
Floats like a boat. Do we do this dump truck?
Let's see.
Sinks. Ooh, okay, you want to try a straw. You got two of them.
Down sings. Down float.
This is a fun activity you can do at home. It's kind of better to do it outside because it might get a little bit of wetness all around. It might just get wet.
It's hot. Floats. And then dump that whole bowl in here.
Another part of training astronauts have to do is go into a machine that spins them really, really fast, that pushes them back to the back of their seats so they get familiar to the feeling they'll feel when their rocket's landing back to Earth, and it'll push you back against your seat, kind of like if you're on a roller coaster and you're going up and it pushes you back a little and you feel heavy. Similar to that. So they train in a machine that helps them spin around so they can get used to it. Do you want to spin with me? All right, let's spin together, okay? Wow! Wow, whoa, I got dizzy. Wow. Training how to be an astronaut is really hard work, but we're doing a good job, huh? I wonder what it was like to be the very first astronaut in space. Oh wow, I think we've done all of our astronaut training already and we're ready to go into space and explore together. So let's put on our spacesuits and we'll get in our rocket. If you don't have a spacesuit or a rocket at home, let's play pretend together. Playing pretend is one of my favorite ways to play because you can pretend to be anything. You can pretend to be a farmer or an astronaut or a doctor or a dentist or a cat or a cow if you want it, and just play along. So today, let's pretend to be astronauts together because we've done our training and we're real astronauts. So we'll put on our spacesuit, ready to zip it up. Zip! We'll put on our helmet. And we'll get in our rocket. We'll have to make sure that we buckle up because in space, if we don't buckle up, we will just float away. And one of my favorite games to play is when I go on a car ride, you know how we always have to buckle up for safety? When I buckle up, I like to pretend I'm an astronaut, so I get all buckled in and ready for my space exploration. So next time you're in the car, you can do it too. We get buckled up, helmet on, and we're ready to blast off into space. Let's count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! There's a fun little space activity you can do with your bin in the water that you have left over, and you can drop pom-poms in there and then try to catch them out. We're gonna pretend pom-poms are little galaxies or stars or planets that you can scoop out and try to catch them all. You wanna put them in?
Yeah.
Yeah! Which tool would you like?
I like the strainer. I'll be on this side.
Okay, I'll do this one. Oh, you got so many. Look at that, that's good.
Scuba diving is when treasures dives.
Yeah, scuba diving? Yeah, you can find treasures diving.
Hey, some water came on my suit.
Did it? That happens sometimes.
That's what the suits are for?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, for the astronauts, because there's no air in space, right?
Yeah.
The suits kind of keep them all protected, and the air goes in, so then they continue having air in their suits and can breathe. How about these pom-poms? They're like floating little stars floating in space, but they're floating in water. And so when astronauts are training to be astronauts to get used to that floaty feeling in space, they'll practice and train a lot in pools, and they're in here going float, 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 and they try to move around in their spacesuit to kind of get used to it. So they gotta be so strong and fit and ready so they can move around, move their spacesuit, move with no gravity, and they learn how to float. Boop, 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 I'm floating.
I'm gonna put this back in there.
You wanna do it again?
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm floating in space with my pom-poms.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you even.
Let's do it.
I got pom-poms and astronauts.
Wow.
Wow! Hey, astronaut, there you go, astronaut. This time, instead of that, I was gonna use this side.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
See those stupid.
Yeah. It's cool to use different tools because you're using kind of different muscles sometimes. You know how we talked about hand-eye coordination too?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're using because you're using a tool to help you go and scoop and find the thing you want.
Like this has lots of holes.
You know what? It's to help drain all the water. So then if you're just looking to get the pom-poms out, the water drains through, so you're not just scooping water into your bowl, but scooping whatever you're looking for. So if you're doing like cooking, you can use it to pick out the noodles if you needed to, or meatballs. Gonna go scoop the meatball, put it on your bowl of spaghetti. How many pastas are there even?
Many.
If we're scooping things with something without the holes, as you scoop it, the water would also fill it up. There's nothing to drain it out, right?
And then if you just, this part will drain it.
And if you go like this.
Like that.
Yeah, so the holes allow the water to kind of seep through and fall down. Hey, and it pulls down because of gravity. But then if we were in space, they probably wouldn't be able to do this activity, huh?
Why?
The water would just be floating all around. I like this activity about stars. Oh, what about the galaxy? Paint your own galaxy activity? Yeah. Good work, astronaut.
And then you ready? You get this side.
Okay.
Hold them. No. So you get me this.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then I'll go in here. 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 And then I' and super big.
Nice.
And then how are they going down to the gravity's central back on Earth?
How about that? And they fall down because of gravity, you're right. Mm-hmm. And then that's what pulls us down. You know how we were learning about the roller coasters, right? The G-forces, the gravity forces, that's what pulls us down into our seat and gives us that kind of heavy feeling. And that's the positive G-forces kind of pushing us down because gravity pushes us down towards Earth almost. And then negative G-forces when we're out in space or going up high at a high speed because it kind of makes us feel weightless. Did you like this activity?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that a fun one? Cool. Before any people went out into the space to go explore, there was a little dog who was a little astronaut in 1957. It was a long time ago. This dog's name was Laika, and Laika got into a spaceship and was the first animal to orbit Earth. And then in 1961, a few years later, a Russian astronaut named Yuri Gagarin got onto the spaceship. He was probably a little nervous, huh? Because no one's been out there before. But he said, "I am brave." And I bet he said, "I can do hard things." He said, "I can try and do this." So he got on his spaceship, and then together, they went into space, and he was the very first person to go into space. And then in 1969, there was a space mission. For the first time, they sent a rocket from Earth onto the moon, and people took first steps on the moon, walking, which is so cool. But I'm so glad that these astronauts, especially the first ones, were so brave and decided to do it, because if they didn't do it, we might not know what else is out there in this space. And so I like it that they said, "I am brave and I can do hard things." Hey, we're training how to be astronauts. Let's say that too. Ready? First we'll say, "I am brave." Ready? I am brave. I love that. Okay, let's say, "I can do hard things." Ready? I can do hard things. Yes, you can. And if you want to be an astronaut and explore space, you can do that. Or if you want to climb up on the really high slide of the playground and slide for the first time, even if you're nervous, you can do that. If you ever feel nervous when you go to a new place or try something new, just remember how the astronauts, they felt brave and they said they can do hard things. And because they did, they were able to explore the outer space and see the planets and the stars and even check out our moon. And I know you can be brave just like the astronauts. Let's pretend we're in this spaceship climbing in, and it's taking off from Earth. This is our solar system. Well, not exactly. This is like the model of it. But here's the sun that we see. There's a few planets, 8 major planets in our solar system, in our galaxy, but there's actually more different galaxies out there with different planets. This is our planet Earth, and it has water and land where different animals and people can live. So we can take our spaceship from Earth, blast off! Whoa, super hot around the sun. Next planet is Mercury, then Venus, then it's our planet Earth. After Earth is Mars, then Jupiter, that's really big. Saturn has giant rings, Uranus, and then Neptune. And the further away they are from the sun, the colder the planets are. You know how when you go out in the sunshine and it's so hot? So the closer things to the sun, the warmer they are. The further away they are, the colder they are. So these planets are kind of warm. These ones get really cold. Also, our planet has a moon. This is our little moon. And the moon circles around the Earth, and the Earth circles or orbits around the sun. And you know what's kind of silly? You know when you go out at night and it kind of looks like the moon is shining light at you, similar to the sun? It actually doesn't have any light. It almost works like a mirror, and when it catches the sunlight, it reflects it back to us. So by itself, moon doesn't even have any light. It's just a reflection of the sun. And you know what else? Stars are also always there. Usually we only see them at night because they're so bright. It's hard to see them during daylight because it's already so bright out. But at nighttime, when it's dark, we see more and more stars. And sometimes you can even see some of the planets. Or if you get a telescope, you can really see some of them and see the magic that's out there. But it's so beautiful in space. I'd love to go to space because there's stars, planets, galaxies, and there's even asteroids or comets. You want to learn about those? Okay, let's do it. Between the stars and the planets, something you might find in space are asteroids. Asteroids are like really big, giant space rocks, and some of them can be hundreds of miles wide, and most of them look like lumpy potatoes just flying through the space. And you know how we float in space? So they just start floating, and they're floating all out there. And those are asteroids. You might also see a comet. Comets are like chunks of dirty ice, and as they fly past the sun, they heat up and almost leave like a trail of light behind them because it's all just melting and being lit up. And so those are comets when it looks like they have a little tail behind them. Comets and asteroids. We also have stars, and sometimes we see what we call shooting stars or falling stars when we see them kind of trailing off. And you know what's kind of silly? So you know how we see the sun and stars? Our sun is actually a star, but because it's so close to us, it provides us with heat and lots of light. But it's actually a star just like these ones, but these ones are so much further away, they just look like small little twinkling lights. There's also something called meteoroids, and those are like chunks of rocks that fly into space. And when they start heading towards Earth and start burning up, that's when we call it a meteor, when it has the burning of it. And when it comes close to Earth and starts burning up, that's when we call it a meteor. And if it comes too close to Earth and doesn't burn up, that's what we call a meteorite. And actually, when we see those shooting stars that we talked about, those are meteors that we see falling that are burning up, and they look like shooting stars. So sometimes you can even find out when there's a meteor shower in space, and if you lay out in your backyard when the sky is dark, you'll see not only the stars up above, but you'll see those meteors flying that just look like a whole bunch of shooting stars out in the space. Let's get in our spaceship and learn more about the planets. If we go over to the Mercury planet, that's the closest one to the sun, it's boiling hot because it's so close. Next planet is Venus, and this one's also too hot. It's covered with thick clouds and volcanoes that are now extinct. Then we go over to Earth, and this one has the perfect temperature. It's got animals and plants that can live there. Mars, or the red planet, is often covered in swirling dust of storms. Next up is Jupiter, and this is a colder planet, and it's the largest planet in the solar system and has 67 moons. Saturn is the planet next door, and it's surrounded by rings of rock and ice. From Saturn, this one's really cool. Then we go to Uranus, and it's made up of icy material that flows around the rocky center. And then we go over to Neptune, and this is super freezy cold. The icy blue planet has the strongest winds in the solar system, so it's super windy. And you know how the planets are all usually shown in different colors? That actually gives us clues about what that planet is like. Because you know how Earth is shown with the green land and the blue ocean? That's because we have the land and the oceans around our planet. Mars appears red because it's covered in like an iron-rich dust, which is kind of orangey reddish. Uranus is made of gas. It's a methane gas. It kind of looks bluish, and the way it reflects the light makes it look blue. We also have some planets that are made of rock and some planets that are made of gas. So the first 4 planets from the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, are all actually made of rock and solid, and you can walk on them and step on them. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are all made of gases, and they have the ring particles of ice or gas going around them. And different ones have different moons. I think the astronauts so far have identified over 200 moons in our space. So even though we can only see one for our planet, there's tons of more out there for other planets, and even more in other galaxies. Space can just go on and on and on and on. Something that's kind of silly about being in space when you're an astronaut is instead of laying down to sleep, astronauts have to get kind of strapped in and buckled into their little sleeping bags so they don't float away while they're sleeping. And so they sleep like this, kind of all buckled in and strapped in their little space sleeping bags. Okay, I'm ready for my sleep. Time to wake up and explore the space. Isn't that silly? I brought our doctor's kit because in space, there's no hospitals. So astronauts have to be like their own little doctors, make sure they can take care of themselves and others. So I brought a little doctor kit. Let's see what kind of doctor tools we've got. Astronaut, you ready?
Yes.
Let's see what's going on. Let's discover what's inside.
What? A stethoscope?
Wow. Boom, 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 boom.
Ear shutter?
Okay, you want to check my ears? See if I'm ready for space?
Seems like you're ready for space. So this big long band-aid. This one checks your blood pressure.
Let's check my blood pressure. Put it on my arm. How's it spinning?
Good.
Yeah? Ooh.
Okay. Syringe.
I guess take medicine. They would be floating, and then the medicine is also floating.
Oh, thermometer.
You want to check my temperature?
That's good. And totally band-aid. I'm not sure. Wait, it's totally like this.
It's just a fun curvy one, I guess, to put on the wrist or maybe like a round thing. Almost looks like a bracelet.
We got band-aids and another syringe. This little plastic drop.
Yeah, I think we have all of our doctor tools. We've done our training. We've done some crafts. I think we're ready to go and explore the space.
Jace in space. Let's go to space with my friend Jace. It's gonna be so fun. We'll make a rocket out of a box and fly it to the sun. Jace got to work and started crafting with cardboard, tape, and glue. The spaceship's ready, painted bright, with snacks and buckles too. Let's find the planets, moon, and stars. I bet we'll learn a ton. Here comes the countdown. We're off to space. Count with me. 3, 2, 1. Look out the window. What do you see? There's so much to explore. Let's name the planets together with me. Whoa, we're floating out the door. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Then Jupiter, Saturn, and all of the stars. Next is Uranus and Neptune. So fun! 8 spinning planets circling the sun. Oh, look, here's our moon. It spins around but doesn't even glow. Like a mirror, it reflects sun's light, shining to the earth below. There's different galaxies out there. Ours is called the Milky Way. And our sun is a star like many others. Those are just far away. Here are some constellations made of stars, Orion and Hercules too. An asteroid belt between Jupiter and Mars. What a beautiful view. Let's head on back to our sweet home and dream of space and stars. We can play pretend again, and maybe next time we'll make cars.
Here's a fun little spacecraft that you can do at home, and you can just make a little rocket with letters and then cut the letters out as well and then go through and match the letters and glue them on. So it's like a little space puzzle with your name. So here's your letters, And then if you want to glue them on, you can do a little glue stick.
How about doing that glue, Mama?
Yeah, girl, here you go. Yeah.
You don't have to glue this on the table?
Yeah,
Why?
it's a craft table. Cute.
Next letter is A. Making letters float in space?
What a good question. You know, if everything floats in space, I guess these letters would be like, you know what? I bet it's kind of silly if you do crafts in space, because if you were using these, they would just float. Or if you were using beads, right?
Yeah.
They would just be floating everywhere.
Yeah.
What about glitter?
Float.
It would just be floating everywhere.
Next letter is I.
I guess if they're doing hair, like, right, if you're an astronaut, they would just be floating like this. And you have to brush it. I wonder how they wash their hair.
With a towel.
Oh, right, okay. What else?
There's also a dog that went up in space. Do you see the dog?
This is the dog that went to space?
Yeah.
Wow. Mission control, I'm flying in. Bark, 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 bark. Hello, I went and orbited the Earth. You think that Papa's nervous before I went to space?
Maybe.
Maybe. Kind of going for the first time, going, oh, I don't know.
You didn't know that there was an animal that went up in space?
A Russian dog named Laika?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We just tried that.
Laika Striker. Mm-hmm.
So this.
Hey, that's beautiful. Do you love your craft?
Yeah.
I love it so much. I'm so proud of you. Are you proud of it?
Yeah.
You should be. This is very cool. Look, you built your own rockets and you built it out of like letters. I'm ready to fly. This is gonna be a sweet, sweet space box, girl. Wow. Is it working well? I'm so excited. Great idea. You like this activity? You got it. Here's a fun activity you can do at home. If you've got a big box, something you could do is make your own rocket, and you can just cut out the circle for your window, paint it however you'd like, and you can have your own rocket. Something else you can do is create your own space box, paint it black like space, and decorate it with planets or stars. If you put holes on the side, you can use a stick and a little rocket to kind of make it look like the rocket is taking off, flying over. Whee! Go, rocket! And then you can move it all around. You can also put your own little astronaut and put your picture here so you're floating in space. So astronauts don't float away from their spaceship. They use something called a tether to kind of hold them near the spaceship so they don't float away. So we'll pretend this is our little tether and we'll put it up top just for fun. Let's see, here you go, little astronaut. He says, whoa, hello, I'm floating. We'll come pick you up, says this rocket. Let's go back to Earth. Whee! And then they come down. And it's a fun way to play. Something else you can do with this box as well. I'll show you. Is create like a night sky full of stars. And all you need is a box. You can paint it if you want to. And then you're going to need some Christmas lights. We're going to poke some holes. Let's see. Let's do it on this side. I'm gonna poke some holes in here and then stick these through so it looks like a night sky. And then this is a great little place for you to play or read your books or have a little quiet time if you need to and have your own little space box that's super fun to explore. So let's put in some Christmas lights and make little stars in our space box. Come on. Okay, let's turn it on. Oh, I'm excited. Yay, we did it! And now we have our own little space box with twinkling, twinkling stars. And we see stars all over, especially at night because it's darker so we can see the bright lights, but they're always there even during the daylight. So just because we can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. And what's really cool is they kind of just look like they're randomly placed, but the stars have their own location in specific spots, and certain stars put together make a shape, and those shapes are called constellations, and there's different ones you can find. A long time ago, before all of the technology and the computers, people would use stars as their navigation system to find which way they were going, and they would map out the stars to find their way to a new location or their way home. But let's do a fun constellation activity together. Come on. Constellations are a group of stars that together make a specific picture. And there's a whole bunch of different ones. There's Leo, a lion, Orion is a hunter, Hercules, a hero, and there's different stars that align into different constellations. Here's a fun space activity you can do at home, and we're gonna create our own constellation, which is a group of stars when they make a shape together. And all you need are some circle dot stickers and a piece of paper, and then we'll draw it together. Come on, you grab a piece of paper, and let's use these dot stickers. How about we use the yellow ones for the stars? You can place them randomly and then connect the dots as you would a constellation, making your own. We'll use these stars. We'll use these circles as the stars, and then we'll connect the dots, drawing our own constellation. And you can create whatever you want. This is going to be your own creation, so it can be something new and exciting. Let's see, we'll place them kind of randomly. Let's see what we can create. All right, let's connect some of these stars and make our own constellation. Let's see. How about, well, let's start here, maybe this way. Oh, what about this? This way kind of looks like a balloon. Or how about this way? It's a little fishy constellation. Glub, 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 glub. Since we've been talking about stars, let's learn how to read the word star together. You see this star? Okay, how about those letters? Let's sound out each letter. So letter S makes the S sound. Then T makes the T, T. A, and R makes that sound at the very end. So if we sound it out together, it'd say S, T, R, S, T, R. And then you put it together and say it faster. Star, star. Yeah, and that's all it takes to read. You just sound out the letters and put them together. Star, you're a star. Out in space, there are so many galaxies. Our galaxy is called the Milky Way, and so all of the planets, the Earth, the Sun, and our solar system are inside of our galaxy, inside of the Milky Way. We have a spiral galaxy that kind of looks like this, but there's also elliptical galaxies, and they all look like super bright, giant flashlights almost, because all the stars are clumped together, so they're super, super bright. There's irregular galaxies that kind of look like smudges all around. The spiral galaxies that curl out to kind of make a big group of stars. And so the different galaxies just have different ways how they look, and a fun activity you can do at home is paint your own galaxy, and you can paint it however you'd like. Let's paint a really cool galaxy outside. We'll use a shower curtain, and then use different things to paint really pretty, colorful galaxies. Come on.
Teacher, what do we have? We have paintbrush paint, sheet pan, paint, and then a wheel of stuff in a wash station.
Wait, that's perfect.
Here's a fun activity you can do at home, and all you need is a shower curtain, and you can spread it out outside and just paint on it. We're gonna set ours up on the fence and put the sheet under it to like create our own canvas and paint a galaxy. So it's gonna be like colors, and we're using lots of paint, brushes, balloons.
Mommy, it already has the eyes already on it.
This is our sheet from the Halloween episode of The Ghost, that craft we did. Isn't that so silly?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this over. And with the shower curtain, what's super great is you can just take a hose and wash it off and play again and again and again. Okay, I think that's it.
And I was gonna do some of this and kind of stuff and paint on that sheet too with this Q-tip.
So we can go like this, mix it up. You wanna go stamp this on there? You might need to use 2 hands, it's kind of big. Yeah! How fun! Yeah! Oh my god!
And then doing this.
Oh, that's cool. Can I try the balloon? That looks so fun. Look at these colors. Oh my gosh. Okay, can I stamp it over here?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then I was gonna did some red paint.
Yeah.
And then do little. There's these other ones that we saw that do. What are these ones for?
Mission Control, we need your help. Stamp this on.
Into this?
Yeah! Yeah, Mission Control.
I'm making a fun galaxy, astronauts.
Oh, tell me about these galaxies.
I'm making beautiful designs.
Oh, it's such a beautiful design. I agree.
For in space, you just float. Gravity keeps us to the floor. Saturn has gravity, and Earth has gravity.
What if they were all the paint was like floating, right?
Yeah.
You know what else we can do?
What?
Girl, we can stamp our hands in there and either do finger painting or do handstands on here. Like all big, yeah! Oh my gosh, yeah! Look at these colors.
I wash my hands in the water.
You see this?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You can stamp it. What? It's blowing.
Okay, shower curtain. Here's my little alien.
Now that hand paint.
That's so cool.
For this, I need to do ramp. Get my brush of filled with paint, and then paint it around.
Can I tell you something?
What?
I just love painting with you. Can I do a little stamp with this one?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
I do a little stamp with this one. This is like just color like. And then you wait to see how good this one is.
Yeah. Oh.
Sauce
With a hose?
yeah.
Our painting's getting a shower. Is the paint starting to come off?
Yeah.
Yay! That cleaned up pretty quick, right, with the hose? Okay, we got our paintbrushes back. We're ready for a new painting, new galaxy, new world. Did you know that the word art
What?
is inside the word heart?
You can blow up this other new balloon.
This is a heart because I love you. Ooh!
That's okay, right?
Of course it's okay. Was that so surprising?
Yeah, but even this remains still do. Did another balloon?
Sorry, it popped like that kind of in your face. Was that surprising, girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything just popped like.
Right. I won't blow it up as much, so then it has more flexibility and room. When we fill it up too much, it becomes kind of like harder. It's not as flexible. It's more taut, and it doesn't have any more room for the air to grow, to like move. And when we're moving it and touching it and pushing it, we're kind of pushing the air around. And when it doesn't have any room to go, it kind of wants to go pop, explode too much.
When you draw it, you need to wash it off. You need to wash it off with a hose.
Oh, I like that. Here's another space activity you can play at home, and all you need is some foil. And you can use just a laundry basket or a box if you'd like. And what we're gonna do is create some meteors that have fallen from the sky, and we're gonna toss them in our laundry basket and just work on our aim, because we are good astronauts and we're really good at our astronaut training. Boop, boop, boop. Ooh, maybe from here. I missed that one. Sometimes we miss. What do you think I should do?
Try again.
Let's try again. Okay, you ready? Here we go, here we go. I did it. Ooh. Ooh, almost.
You gotta put it in the laundry basket.
Right. Thank you. Okay, here we go. In. Dump. It's like a dump truck. You gonna try it? Wow, that was such a good throw. Okay. Good one. That went all the way to the wall. Whoa.
How from here?
Okay. We got a meteor in. Oh, another one. Wow, astronaut, you're getting strong. You're gonna be ready for space. Ah, there's a meteor shower. There's meteors just coming at me. I'm gonna scramble it up.
And then each time I scramble it turns into a meteor.
Yeah, it's actually getting more dense. When they're closer and tight like that together, it's getting more dense. We talked about density for floating. You think I did it?
Yeah.
Oh. I did it! Do you want to do another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I made it. I made it.
Good job, astronaut.
So what's going on, astronaut?
Mission control, you want to chat?
Yeah. Did you do the G's when you were in your rocket ship?
I did. I felt them. I was like, whoa, I feel weightless. I'm floating. There was no gravity. And you know what I saw out there?
Yeah.
Constellations. Douglas, you know what constellations are? I don't think Doug knows.
You should tell her.
Zeralai, constellations are like a group of stars that form a picture together, and we can see them in space. They all have different names.
You tell her the names, what stars are, what the picture is, and what space is.
Ziva, space is kind of above us and all around us, past our atmosphere level, so past the clouds, and there's no gravity. Stars, and stars make up their own galaxies. Our galaxy is called the Milky Way, which is where we have the sun, Earth, and the 8 planets we know. But then beyond that, there's more galaxies and more galaxies, and they each have their own stars and planets. And what's kind of silly is that the sun is actually its own star.
The sun. This is the sun. The sun is very warm. The Mercury is very warm. And Venus is very warm. Earth is the perfect temperature. Mars is cold. Jupiter is cold. Saturn is cold. Uranus is cold. And Neptune is cold.
Oh my gosh, thank you for teaching me that.
The sun makes everything warm. So the ones that are near the sun are warm.
And what about the stars? Are they always there or just at nighttime?
No, Yeah, actually, in the morning they're there and at night they're there.
Oh, okay, so they're always there, just sometimes we can't see them, but it doesn't mean they're not there.
And then why does the Earth's moon have those little dots on it?
Those are the craters, and the way we can see them is they look like holes. Kind of like volcano shaped, where it's like a cone shaped, called craters, where it's like hollow and empty inside. But they look like...
Kind of like this?
Yep.
But instead it's a little open.
Yep, that's it.
Like this?
Mm-hmm.
Like this?
Yeah.
It's a little open. Like this?
Here are the doors, here is the rocket. Open up the doors, here's all the astronauts.
I said that.
You like that one? Okay, cool.
So then there could be more planets in different solar systems?
Yeah,
Other
galaxies.
So a different solar system could have 9 or something.
Could even have 20, right. You know how we have one moon, other planets have more moons, and in other galaxies, other planets could have even more moons. And you know what I wonder? Since our planet is the perfect distance from the sun to be the perfect temperature to allow for water and land, if there's other galaxies with other stars that could be the sun, they might have a planet that's perfect distance away from their sun to also maybe have water and land, right?
And just every animal and person is on Earth.
Yep.
The space is very big.
Oh, it's so big.
You know what? Even galaxies can float in space.
Even galaxies can float in space, right?
Even tables.
Even tables. Hello, are you mission control?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on? How's it going? I'm in space.
It's doing good. You know what? Let's go to Jupiter.
Let's do it. Should we get buckled in?
Yeah.
Let's buckle up. Put our buckles on. Should we do the countdown? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off!
Ready? Let's spin, astronaut. Wow! You ready for liftoff? Are you so proud of yourself? Good. Okay, well, you're pretty much officially an astronaut. Okay, next part for your training, you gotta climb up the ladder and ring the bell. Oh, you're right. We might feel some negative G's up in space. Our body will feel kind of weightless. Say, whoa, those are negative G forces. Yay! Wow, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for learning with me and playing with me. I'm really proud of you. Well, that's the end of this video, but if you're looking for more of our videos, make sure to search for Paisley's Corner with Silly Miss Lily, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye! Bye-bye!